we're going to explain types of equilibrium. The equilibrium level of income and employment and output is of three types. That means the equilibrium can occur at three different situations. Number one, full employment equilibrium, underemployment equilibrium, and overemployment equilibrium, or beyond the level of full employment equilibrium. Let us first discuss full employment equilibrium. Full employment equilibrium refers to the situation where aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply at the level of full employment. Means when aggregate demand curve intersects aggregate supply curve, that is 45-degree line, at the full employment level, then it becomes full employment equilibrium. Let us see the adjoint diagram. Y is the 45-degree line or income line. This is the full employment level. So from this particular point, aggregate supply curve becomes perfectly inelastic because further increase in output is not at all possible. Now aggregate demand curve intersects the income line or aggregate supply curve at point E corresponding to the full employment level OQF. Therefore, EQF is equal to OQF. Aggregate demand is equal to aggregate supply at the full employment level. Hence, E is the point of full employment equilibrium and OQF is the full employment equilibrium level of income, employment or output. I hope this is clear that this is the full employment level, AD intersects corresponding to the full employment level, that's why this is the full employment equilibrium. Now let us move to the second one, underemployment equilibrium. It refers to the situation where aggregate demand curve intersects aggregate supply curve, that is AD is equal to AS, before the level of full employment. In the diagram, our full employment level is OQF. Now the aggregate demand curve, AD curve, intersects the 45-degree line or aggregate supply curve at point E, corresponding to OM level of output. Since OM is less than the full employment level of output QF, therefore OM is the underemployment level of output. Hence the equilibrium occurs at point E corresponding to the OM level. OM level is underemployment equilibrium level of output, income and employment. Overemployment equilibrium. It refers to the situation where AD is equal to AS beyond the level of full employment. So the full employment is here. This is the full employment level. OQF is the full employment level, but AD intersects income line at point E. So E is the point of equilibrium and OM is the equilibrium level of output, income and employment. Since output cannot be increased more than OQF, so this QFM is the increase in money income. It is not increase in real income. That gives rise to the inflation. Therefore, E is the point of overemployment equilibrium because this equilibrium occurs beyond the level of full employment. Sometimes question comes that can an economy move from underemployment equilibrium to full employment equilibrium? How can an economy move from underemployment to full employment equilibrium? What are the reasons of underemployment equilibrium? We know the Underemployment equilibrium occurs due to deficiency of aggregate demand. When aggregate demand is less in the economy, then there is underemployment equilibrium. Now let us see how can an economy reach to the full employment equilibrium from underemployment equilibrium situation. In the diagram we find AD is equal to AS initially at point F, and the full employment level of output in the economy is OQF. So this is point F is underemployment equilibrium because this equilibrium occurs before the level of full employment. Full employment is E. Therefore, it is underemployment equilibrium. Now the question is, how can an economy reach to the full employment level? We can see that arrow indicates it's an upward shift of the AD. That means there must be increase in aggregate demand. So when there is increase in aggregate demand, the aggregate demand curve will shift upwards to AD prime. This AD curve intersects the income line at point E corresponding to the full employment level, and that results in increase in output from OM to OQF. So the equilibrium occurs at OQF, and OQF is the full employment level. Therefore, the economy, by raising its aggregate demand, it can reach to the full employment equilibrium. That's all for today. Thank you.